right, gang.
Where are we going then, boss?
Well, I thought I'd take you out for a day trip.
We're going to the beach. We're going to the beach.
Are we?
We're going to the beach?
We're going to the beach.
Excellent. Lovely.
What's Town TV doing under the beach?
I hope we're going to the beach. That's what you told me in the brief anyway this morning.
There we are, you know. I always treat my presenters well, don't I?
Treat them well?
I treat my presenters very well.
Yes, he does.
Just doesn't have as good colours.
Treats us well, takes us to the beach.
Hey, but it's a secret day out for Town TV.
We're not going to the beach, it's on the way to the beach.
And all the old Town TV viewers. So,
all the old Town TV viewers, all the young ones as well.
Well, the young ones as well, they can sit back. All the buckets and spades are packed.
Gosh, tan my legs.
Tan the legs.
No, please don't do that.
It's August bank holiday. It's a lovely sunny day. Clare looks stunning. David looks
a wreck.
Ish.
After his
Alan, look, here comes the turn off for the old seaside, mate, down to Bournemouth. Lovely. Here we go, here we go. This is our football team. Look, get that car out of the way. Look, there it is.
They're going to the beach as well, but they've got their camera.
Excellent, we're going to the beach. You better start slowing down.
He's such a miserable producer.
I'll agree with that one. Better start slowing down, mate.
Put your indicator on.
Indicate. Left. Oi. Left.
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, I don't believe it.
What are you doing?
Where are we going then?
Sorry. We've got to get to the next town.
What's the next town? London.
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke? The M3 look lovely this time of the year. Bank holiday Monday.
Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? Don't you just love looking at it?
Downtown Basingstoke.
Which
Humphries. Gateway to the west.
It's funny, we're going east.
I think I'm the other way. Going west.
I didn't even bother to get myself dressed up today because I thought you were going to the beach. Well, there's no point putting any makeup on, is there, if you're going to the beach, because I'm only sweating them up. So.
Claire and I are here today. We're outside Warner Brothers in Basingstoke. We're going to have a trip round and find out what's going on. I tried to get Claire to come to the pictures with me last week, but stood me up, went ballet dancing. What can you expect from a woman like this, eh?
Sorry, Dave.
Thank you. So we're going to go out, but Alan's turned around and said that we're not actually going in there.
So we're not going to the pictures now after all this? I mean, I've actually come with you now and we're not even going in.
Apparently, we're going ice skating.
Going ice skating? Well, better go and try the skates on then, don't we? Try that for size.
Right, we're outside now the Basingstoke Ice Rink with Ian Vale, who's the duty manager of the centre at the present moment in time. Ian, what are we actually going to be doing today and where are we going to be going?
Yes, we're going to have a look at the various facilities within the ice rink, which includes a international size ice rink, 60 by 30 metres, and also a Lido swimming pool. We've got various other facilities here, including a sauna, steam room, a jacuzzi, a couple of sunbeds, and also a large bar area, which caters for up to 3...
Sunbeds and bar area.
That sounds better and better. We'll have an ice skate first, though, I think, don't you?
I reckon we'll go ice skating first.
Have you got boots my size?
Yes, of course.
Here we go.
Beats Bournemouth. I wanted to go to Bournemouth, at least it was warmer there. Easy, Tiger.
Trevor White.
Trevor White, and where are you from, Trevor White?
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke. Do you like Basingstoke?
Yeah.
What sort of things are here for you to do?
Ice skate. Swimming. Bowling. Golf. There's golf and cinema and horse
While you're here, what's your favourite then?
Swimming. Ice skating.
I think they've got to say ice skating while they're actually here in the rink, haven't they, Ian? Thank you very much for talking to Town TV then, and hopefully we'll see you again, okay? Cheers, mate. Bye, kids. One, two, three.
It's magic!
Yeah, this is Town's television, yeah.
In 10 minutes, Rhys, your refurbished store is going to open. Can you tell me something about this?
That's correct. Well, Marks & Spencer, we have had a little bit of criticism in the past over what we're doing here in Andover. I'd like to first of all assure everybody that we are committed to staying in Andover. We're not moving out of town or anything like that. And as a result of that, we've done a little bit of modernisation to the store. We've re-wallpapered all the old-fashioned wall in the old part of the store behind me to my left. We've also moved everything around in the store as well, so all ladies' fashions and everything is now in front of foods, where it was previously menswear. And we're reopening these emergency exits, which are to my left, which had previously been shut. And we're opening them this morning at 9:30, and it's the start of what we hope is going to be quite a successful season for M&S in Andover.
Well done. Who's turning up at 9:30 to open them?
Well, basically, we're hoping for the first customer in the morning is going to have the privilege of opening the doors, and that customer will receive a bottle of champagne and a bouquet of flowers and a box of chocolates, and will be the first customer to come through to the new look M&S store.
Can't Town TV go through first and have a bottle of champagne?
I'll let you. Go on.
Well, anyway, thanks very much, and hopefully going to have a very successful lead into Christmas.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, this is really just a start. There's a lot of things planned for the autumn. We will be getting fitting rooms for our customers in the autumn, as well as a customer phone and things like this. So this is really just the start, and we are getting home furnishings back, and they should be with us within the next 2 weeks. All the towels and bedding and things will be back with us as well.
Or maybe Town TV can come and cover some of your fashion shows and things like that.
Lovely. Yes, we'd be delighted to. Delighted to be working with Town TV anyway.
Oh, smashing. Well, thanks for talking to us, and
Thank you very much indeed.
best wishes for a very successful opening.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Can I have a little word for Town TV? Sorry, what's your name?
Vita Will.
So, it's a surprise to you that Marks & Spencer's is opening this morning.
Yes, complete surprise. I was trying to get in the other door.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And as our first customer, madam, we have complimentary bouquet of flowers for you, box of chocolates, and a bottle of champagne.
Thank you.
That's made Monday morning.
Much.
Well, thank you very much for opening the doors for us.
Thank you. Can I go in now?
Certainly, Andy. Come on in.
Thanks for
very
talking to
much.
Town TV.
Thank you.
Well, Rhys, there we are. That was a nerve-wracking little moment for you, or perhaps it wasn't. Perhaps you're excited to be open now.
No, absolutely delighted. It's about time that we did this to Marks & Spencer in Andover, and already the first customers through the doors are absolutely delighted with it.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm excited. It's a good day for Marks & Spencer, and hopefully now people will see the difference and come and shop with us and be more happy now with what we're doing here.
How long have you been with Marks &
I've
Spencer?
been with Marks & Spencer for 20 years. I've been in this store 10 years.
Yeah.
Seen quite a lot of changes,
Yeah.
hopefully for the better.
Really? And what do you think of the new store this morning? It's looking pretty
I
good.
think it looked really good, yeah, really nice, and the doors being open will please a lot of people, because we've had a lot of moans about that. So.
I know, yeah, there's a bit of criticism, but you'd like to reassure the rest of the staff that Marks & Spencer is going to be here for a long time.
Well, that's right, yeah, we have had a lot of complaints and worries, but we're spending a lot of money here, so I would think that that's a pretty sure thing.
Okay, well, that's smashing. Well, thanks for talking to us, and I hope you've got another 20 years here.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Thank you then.
Thanks very much indeed.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Looking for that special job? C&M Employment Services provide a complete, permanent and temporary recruiting service. Our rates are reasonable and we offer a professional and personal approach. Ring us on Andover 351 851 for further details.
Andy, we're at Andover. It's your last home game of the season in the league. How's the season gone for you so far?
It's been a mixed season, really. We're lying just below halfway. If we win today, we'll be in the top half. If we win next week, we'll be well in the top half, which is where we should be. A couple of close games where we should have won them. We lost in the last over, last ball in another game. And I think if the lads look back, they'll say they would have won those games normally. So I think, having said that, we've got a lot of youngsters, and I think for the future it looks very, very promising. So, although it's been a mixed season, it's been a good season. You know, there's a learning curve for some of the younger players. Not like players like myself who, gone the way out and going past their sell-by date. So no, it's been a good season for us. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. The boys have enjoyed it. We've had some very good performances. Jason Bullpit, Ian Langdown, well in excess of 350 runs. Jerry Haywood got his highest ever score of 150. I'm with a chance of being the leading wicket taker, second at the moment. So yeah, it's been a good year. Yeah.
Andy, this is your last season. You tell me that you're going to call it a day after this, but you will still be attached to the club in some way, I take it.
I hope so. I'm president at the moment, chairman of the Colts, and I played cricket for 36 years. It's been a long part of my life, and no, I shan't just walk away. I shall be here. I've got a young son playing in the fourth team. He's only 12, very good prospect, and no, I shall be around for some time, I think.
Good. How about the Colts? How the Colts coming along? Have you got many players coming into the Colts team?
Yes, we've got 100 boys approximately, just slightly over 100, all age groups from under 9 through to under 17, and there's some outstanding talent in those boys as well. We run sides at under 11, 13, 15 and 17. And many of the Colts play in our men's sides now. So, and the side that's playing today, there's 5 of this side are ex-Colts. So it proves the actual system works. The thing is, you've got to stick at it and work at it. So it's hard work, but it's worth it, because if you've got 5 of your current first team in the Colts, then that proves the point. I think the problem is keeping the boys. We've got 100 now. We'd look to keep 25, 30 of those over time with various things that take.
Yeah, you got batting at the moment was Ian Langdown. He came through the Colts system.
Ian Langdown came through our Colts system. He's our only representative player at the moment. He plays in the league rep side. Very good player indeed. He's an all-rounder, exceptional talent. We're trying to make it a family club as much as anything else. Obviously the first team results are the ones everyone watches, and that's why it's important to have a good first team. But at the end of the day, we are trying to encourage as many people in the town to come and support and play for Andover Cricket Club. That's the objective.
Andy, thanks very much indeed.
Pleasure.
I'd like to thank all of you for watching me and my little show here tonight. If you've enjoyed it, then it's not been far worth.
Good day, good to say to Carol.
Oh no!
And Carol.
What's your name? What's your name?
Louise.
Where'd you come from?
Nottingham.
Where are you from?
Andover.
Did you say Nottingham? Nottingham. Well, come here. Come here. Come here, John. Turn round. Stand there again. Where are you from, John?
London.
Should we give him another chance?
Yeah.
Should we give him another chance?
Yeah.
Come here, John. Does that count, boys and girls? No. Do you think they should have a kiss?
No.
Come here. I'll tell you what we'll do. Should we make them some balloons instead? Would you rather have balloons? Right, come over here. You have to make a balloon model, and as soon as it's ready, you shout, "Go!" Right? And then the one that finishes the first can go and sit down. Alright? Is that okay? But the last one to finish has to stay up here, and if it's a boy, we get another girl up to give you a kiss, and if it's a girl, we get another boy. Is that alright? Alright? Are we ready? Everyone say ready, steady, go. Ready, steady, go! Come on, John, squeeze it, John. No, squeeze it there, John, squeeze it there. Right, squeeze it there, John, twist it. Did John finish first? Did he? He finished first? I'll tell you what we'll do. If you can shout the loudest for Louise, Louise is the winner. If you shout the loudest for John, John is the winner. 1, 2, 3! I think they're both winners. Like a little big clap and a big hooray! Sit down and let's get going.
We've just been watching Silly Billy the Clown. He's a very big Silly Billy. He's very good with the children. Here's one that he's been, who's actually involved with the show. What's your name?
Louise.
Louise, and where are you from?
Andover.
How old are you?
11.
11. What school do you go to?
Harroway.
Harroway. Why did you nearly say Portway then?
Because I've just left there.
You just left there and you've gone out to big school, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. What did you think of Silly Billy?
It's quite funny.
It was quite funny. What did you have to do?
I had to, if we said yes or no, I had to turn around and kiss a boy.
And did you kiss him?
No.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to.
How long have you been doing this for?
5 years full time, but since I was 12, on and off.
Is it running the family?
Not really, no, not really. But we are theatrical, the family. But,
I see.
Yeah, in a way.
And what's the slate? What's your name?
Candy Floss.
Candy Floss. Are you related to Silly Billy?
Yes, unfortunately.
How? How are you related to him?
We're married.
You're married. Have you got any little clowns in the family?
Yes, but they're not so little.
14 and 12.
14 and 12.
Yeah,
and
two fatheads, yeah.
Do they like doing it as well, do they?
One of them does, one of them doesn't. For the last session, I do balloon modelling and Candy Floss does face painting, and it's free. So we try and get as many balloons modelled for the children, as many faces painted as we can within 40
I'm
minutes.
going to be roped in here.
You could be, yeah.
No,
yeah.
my makeup's all right, I think. I might have a balloon if
You can
that's...
have- would
Can
you
I
like
take
a-
one home to my
would you like
son?
one?
Would you like to do one for my little son?
How old is he?
He's 2.5.
2.5. Would you like a rabbit?
He would like a rabbit. He likes rabbits. That's his craze at the moment. He's making me one for me now. It takes all of 5 seconds to do.
Near enough, yeah.
Near enough. I've got to try and not burst it now in the car.
They'll have to take you for a walk every day.
Do I? Does it get a bit
Absolutely.
tired, does
it? Does indeed, yeah.
Does it eat much?
Not a lot, no, not a lot, but don't let it sit in front of the fire.
Don't let him sit in front of the fire.
That's
Will he sort of
right.
melt, will he?
It might a little bit,
Or he
yeah.
might bang. Would I like a hat?
Yes.
Oh, a hat might be nice as well, mightn't it?
But if you like to blow on there, you can put a bubble on there.
Blow on it?
Blow on it, yeah.
All right. Let's see. It's a poodle. Oh. Thank you very much. That is
Very well.
very, very nice. I don't think I'll be able to drive in this though, do you, Tony? Shall I just do a little spin?
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, boys and girls. I get a big clap now.
Watch us on Town TV. traditional laundry. And the most traditional car I've sat in for a long time. Thank you for the lift.
I'm here with Clive Brunswick, who's the director of the Anton Laundry behind me. Clive, how long has the building been here?
Well, the house part of the building started, I think, in 1750. It's been dated at 1750. The rest of the building we can't really put a date on, but it's probably subsequent to it.
And how long has it been a laundry?
But it's been a laundry since October 1895, but the history of the site goes back way beyond that. They reckon that in the Doomsday Book, probably one of the corn mills mentioned in Andover was on the site. And then subsequently it's been a tannery, certainly probably a bakery, and we also think that the well that we used for washing, drawing the water for washing from, was probably a mineral bottling plant in Victorian times.
Oh, so it's got a wonderful history. It's a fascinating, lovely mishmash of old buildings, and we're going to see what goes on indoors now.
We hope so. I might just comment, that building, the laundry maids used to live in round about the 1900s, and
above the shop.
There was quite a tough lady who had sort of dead birds on her hat, and somewhere we got photographs of her, and she used to keep them all in order.
Oh my goodness, we'll be seeing all of this as we go on. Okay, let's have a little look round. Thanks a lot,
Fine.
Clive.
That's right, the stuff comes from vans here. We then move into this area here, where every item is marked uniquely. You'll see the marks on the corners here,
yes.
so that every person's laundry has got a unique mark on. It's sorted into different types of wash here, the white wash, the colours, and then it moves on to the wash house round in the corner. Any laundry that says they never lose anything, don't believe them, but we have one of the lowest loss rates in the laundry industry.
I could lose a pair of socks on every wash, so...
Well, there's a secret on socks.
What's the secret?
You put them together with a safety pin, and you'll see where we do them. If you put two together with a safety pin, you either lose no socks, or you lose two socks. That's right,
Fine.
yeah.
That's what I like to see. So where does it go from here?
We go through the wash house now.
Machine here going.
Yes, that's small by commercial standards, but all these machines are very similar to the washing machine you've got at home, except they're slightly bigger. These just wash. That machine washes and spin dries, and then we've got two spin dryers around the corner there.
Oh right. I understand you're pretty unique in the fact that you actually work for households and not for large companies.
That's right. We do very few hotels or restaurants because normally the quality we're working at and the price related to it, it's just not their market at all. We do a lot of the very large estates in both Hampshire, Berkshire and Wiltshire, mentioning no names, no, but parts of our list looks like the Brett, I have to say.
Oh, how exciting, gosh.
We get quite a number of strange things through at various times. We've had Arab robes, we get Indian saris, which of course are quite normal anyhow, and a very wide range of things. Yacht sails, horse blankets, a tremendous variety.
So where do we go from here?
Well, we go on, after washing, the stuff is split into various areas. Anything that is flat will go through the calendar, which both irons and dries simultaneously. But other stuff will be pressed, and shirts will go through a different process, which we'll show you again.
We're coming up to these sheets here. They're going in wet, are they? And they
No,
dry
these hanging on the line, we still actually air dry some of the items. We don't tumble dry everything.
Right.
Certain delicate items are better air dried, but we have got tumble dryers on the left there, through which most of the work goes if it's being tumble dried.
And as we walk, this is a huge roller.
Betty, who is our longest serving employee.
So you've been here for the longest time, have you?
31 years.
How many years?
31.
What's happening here? The sheets are going through?
Yeah.
And drying as they go through?
Drying, yes. Being pressed. And they fold them the other end.
So here they all are, all crisp and beautiful.
Yeah.
And ready to be folded up. Did something like this take much longer when you started here, or did they have something similar to this?
No, it took longer when I first started.
It may be finished here eventually. It'll be hand ironed to be hand finished, particularly embroidered and monogrammed sheets. The top 18 inches is normally ironed, so that you can fold the sheet back and have a nice surface on the top of the bed. In this area we are pressing items which we don't put through the calendar. Things like duvet covers, which have got little plastic poppers in the side, and if you run them through that, they would all melt. Many laundries, in fact, do run them through the calendar, but again, it's one of the services we offer to make sure the customer gets it back in the condition it came in. Yes. We also do items like pillow slips. You've got a very fancy duvet cover here again, which are pressed. They wouldn't stand up to going through that machine there. No. So this is another way the stuff breaks up from having been washed. Some has gone through the calendar, some through here. We now go through to where the shirts are done. Okay. This machine here is actually doing the sleeves. We'll then move it over to the machine where they do the collar and cuffs. And then we have what's called a body press, which basically irons the centre, and then we finish them off by hand on the ironing table here, and then we package them, and they end up as on the rack there, ready to go to the customer.
And so you have lots of businessmen sending in all their shirts?
Yes, we get a lot of German street shirts.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I would think perhaps 50% of the shirts coming through have been bought in German Street.
And should have a long life in them if they're looked after properly.
Oh yes, they have quite a long life, but of course it depends how much wear they get. There's far more wear from the customer usually than in the laundering process. We have to say that. So few people, I think, realise that that laundering is available, and particularly shirts. I know my wife hates shirts. I always say I obtained a laundry to save her doing the shirts, which I think is partially true.
And that's how the
shirts are finished off, and indeed they're very handy. We do, some people want them on hangers, but most people prefer them like that, particularly if they're travelling a lot, because they can just bang them straight in their suitcase.
No pins?
No, no pins. All we just do at the top button, and there's a collar support. If we get double cuffs, we do just put something through the cuff, because again you want to retain it for the person who's going to wear it, and there are a lot of double cuff shirts do come through. So after doing all these processes, we've then got to collect the things together, which we do in this racking system, and this is where we find if anything is likely to be missing. Fairly unusual in that we still use the old methods of packing, which are brown paper. We've still got laundry boxes, and if you look in the distance you'll see the old wicker hampers. Now all these traditional methods, we find that the laundry crushes far less and is much more likely to get to the customer in the right form when you want it. And these are being done up at the moment. They will go off in the vans probably tomorrow. We've got 4 vans, perhaps you'll see one of them later on.
So we're amongst the wedding dresses now, which are being packed very, very carefully. This is for the next generation's use, is that right?
We hope so, yes. We have had dresses in that we've cleaned for daughters of mothers who wanted to wear their mum's dresses, so we're hoping that these will be born in the next generation. What we do, we pack them in, these are special boxes made of materials that museums use for conserving textiles. We then line them with acid-free tissue paper. This is unbleached cotton, which we wash in a neutral compound, and then we present the dress like that in the box, so the bride can open it at any time and have a look. but it is in the right materials for conserving it for a long period.
And so you won't get the funny watermarks or anything like that?
No, I mean, we've cleaned it prior to that. Again, most of these are dry cleaned. We're now really coming into our dry cleaning area. I would think 95% of dresses are dry cleaned, but there are some that need washing, and again, with our experience as a laundry, we can decide which is the appropriate method for any particular dress.
They look beautiful, don't they? Do you dry clean anything?
Well, there are some things that are non-dry cleanable, but actually we even get some wedding dresses that are marked do not dry clean, do not wash, and we do dry clean them quite successfully. You'll see a horse blanket just sticking out of the machine there. We do quite a lot of horse blankets to dry clean. And again, you've got to have modern equipment. That machine itself is computer controlled on the drying process, which of course prevents shrinkage. The other thing Mrs. Humphries will remember are the collars. How many collars did they do in those days?
A lovely big skip. Big skip.
You were, you're the ex-boss. You're retired now.
That's right. I was thinking it was 6 years ago, but Clive corrected me and said it's 7. Because when you get to my age, you can jump a year or two and not even notice it.
And you came here in when?
1959, my wife and I, and in November 59, and it was a hand laundry in those days, in a rather a bad way, and we bought it. And the reason we could afford to buy it, because no one else was mad enough to take it on. Anyway, we took it and modernised it as best we could, improved as we went along, and sold. Well, we plodded on.
You plodded on. Yes, we've seen some of the old equipment, the old flat irons.
Oh, yeah. The ones up in the what I call the museum.
The museum, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
Well, it's all down to tradition, and it looks pretty good to me. I mean, you say it's it's all modern stuff now. It still looks pretty sort of.
There's quite a lot of hand ironing does go on still, more the topping up. But the machines take the hard work out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the olden days, when we first came here, the ironing machine was upstairs, and we had to carry all the washing from the washing machines upstairs in a basket and put it through the ironing machine twice, because there's only a single roll. It wouldn't dry it the first time. I had to put it through twice. And of course, everything was folded by hand. No other way. And the two girls, one on either side, in fact I saw you speaking to one of the ladies in there, they used to do a little dance as they folded. It was marvellous to watch, really.
Well,
those were the days.
Those were the days. Well, it's been an absolute treat, the car and the tour and everything. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
AB Training works to provide quality training, matching people's skills and potential to the needs of local employers, achieving greater prosperity in the community. AB Training is approved by Hampshire Training and Enterprise Council to operate new horizons for training. AB Training, making skills work.
Well, good afternoon, evening, or whatever time you're watching this at. I'm Dave and this is Tony, our cameraman. It makes a change for him to actually come this side of the camera as opposed to being on that side. But Claire's actually deserted us to do another shoot for some reason today. So we're going to have a look through Time Off and do a cafe chat from here. We find it on page 3. If you're interested in setting up a party or an event or any sort of like description over Christmas, then page 3 of Time Off this month gives you actually a list of what's going on, whereabouts you can actually hold your event. If you decide that you don't want to cook a Sunday lunch, a Christmas Day lunch, you can always go to the local pub. I mean, I know that there's one quite local to here that do a Christmas Day lunch. So if you feel like not bothering to cook and you want to go out and treat your wife or treat your mother even, go out and have a crack and have one of those. The 1st of September, Kelly and Company. 5th of September is Drive.
8th of September, Lou Taylor.
Sing along. What's that? Do they stand around and just sing along in the pub and sort of have a few beers and get
poor man's
totally
karaoke.
legless? Poor man's karaoke?
Yeah, they can't afford the karaoke, they just don't really sing.
So they just get some guy walking with a guitar?
Yeah, finger near, long beard.
That's a good idea. What else have we got? Page 7.
You missed I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
September anyway. Oh,
Page
it's
7.
Weirdly.
Page 7. This guy's got his head on upside down now. Seriously, Dave, you're all right, mate. You're a good
Weyhill
bloke.
Fair.
Weyhill Fair. They've got looks like a real ale evening of some description. It's called Original Gravity. It's apparently going out there on the 18th of September, so get along there and have a few beers and maybe fall over after several. But don't drive home if you have.
It's a good band, that. I've seen it. I'm a folkie.
You're a folkie.
I don't often admit that.
What about the Mexican night? There's a Mexican night.
I'm not into Mexicans.
You don't like Mexicans?
No.
Look at this. Look. Come in. Bring it in. Bring this in here. Look. Dougal there. Dougal is my friend. I'll drag him around. He's got no legs. I'm just a bit worried about him because if we drag him around, he's going to have a sore belly. We take his clothes off. You ought to see him with no clothes on.
Inside.
It's really good with no clothes on. But that's like I say, that's on page 7, and that's with Dave and Phil, the Original Gravity.
We've done the Mexican night, haven't we?
We've done the Mexican night, yeah. So that's an arms. They've got a fun night. That's on page 10. Now, from what I can read of it, it's like taking a bit of a Mickey take of the Hard Rock Cafe and places like that. It's called the Bedrock Cafe. I suppose it's like being a little bit topical with the Flintstones movie coming out shortly. And that's on the... let's find out where it is.
Winchester Road?
Every Sunday, actually. That's on every Sunday night at 8:30. It says Russell People Progressive House, Bedrock Cafe in the Walled Garden.
And I've got a plunge pool, slide, swing and a trampoline.
Might have some of that. I think we ought to go up and cover that. We might pop up to see Phil for that one.
So you can go and get a few drinks, get something to eat, go on the trampoline and be horrendously sick.
Why not, indeedy, matey? Well,
what's that got to do with lardy cake?
Well, apparently the lardy cake, what it actually is, we covered it on last month's editions of Le Caf Chat. They had a charity quiz night where there was 4 members per team, and it was open to all comers. And basically what it states in there is that they had a really good time up there.
This sign says fun for all the family, and when we say that we mean all the family from 9 to 90. Today's the Peter Pan Club, Mondays and Wednesdays actually. They're in there at the moment, so we'll just go and see how they get on. This is Gordon Cox from the Peter Pan Club. He's going to show me around and see what they're all doing today.
Yeah, okay. There's actually 40 people on the courts at one time. 20 on this side and there's 20 on the other side.
So you can get in a fair
And
few
we change
games.
every 20 minutes. That's why they're waiting up there. So we change on the hour and 20 past and 20 to the hour.
From table tennis to badminton, so they get a
and then
couple
back
of
to
games.
table tennis if they want
so-
it, or coffee.
And then what do you do after that then?
Well, after that, at 12 o'clock, there is exercises for the women's exercises.
Warm down, sort of thing.
But the rest go up to swimming.
Oh, right. So
And that goes on till 12:30.
But how long has this club been going then?
Since 1980.
Oh, what's that, 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
Have you been coming for 13 years?
I have.
You have?
I started in November.
So you're one of the original members then, are you?
Yes, and there was only 20 of us then.
So how many have you got here now?
Roughly about 250.
Good club, you know, and lots of friends. There's no animosity about that. Even though you play against, say, good players, they don't get all upset because you make a terrible sort of mistake.
Mature enough now to know you.
Well, I think so, yeah. And so we're all good friends together, you know. Lots of rivalry and leg pulling and stuff like that, but it worked out fine.
It's just sort of a laugh and to keep you fit, is it? Do you think there's enough for senior members in Andover to do, or do you think there could be some more things?
If we had the facilities, we could take in a lot more 50 plus. At the moment, we have a waiting list of at least 70. And we just cannot take any more in because we just can't manage it.
4 of us turned up the very first day.
Yeah.
The ex-mayor, Laurie Poulter, who's no longer with us, and my wife, who doesn't come very, and a lady called Vi Greenwood, who does a hell of a lot of charity work in the town and still does, as a matter of fact. We publicised it, a few days after, because I was secretary of the Post Office and Veterans Association down here. Fortunately, we had a meeting a few days after. I publicised it, told our members about it, and from then it's grown and grown. And as you can see, it's one of the finest things that happened to Andover, because so many people meet and know each other. I'll give you an instance. There were 2 people met here, and that's seen each other for 20 years. It's amazing in a small town like this that could happen.
You've been reporting on local news for many years. What do you think about this?
A wonderful place. I wish it was around when I was a young man.
Too old to really enjoy it now, but we do. It keeps us from going rusty.
Actually, I think we've got a great deal to thank the club for in keeping us fit. I mean, we're all getting on in years now, and we can see what we're like.
This is Town TV, watch it!
Commercial or domestic, KJM manufacture and install the very best high-security windows, doors and conservatories, unbeatable for looks, durability and price. For a free quotation, phone Andover 359 355.
Reg, here we are in Whitchurch. So you've got a full house in there tonight. Can you tell me what's going on?
Colin and I are doing a crop circle update. There's a lot of information to be learned tonight. In fact, hot off the press is some of the more recent photographs that were flown this afternoon, actually. So we've had to work hard to get it together. And Colin's in there now, and I should be joining him about 9:15. And we hope to be covering some strange aspects as well as the natural phenomena.
I've just seen a guy at the back of the hall there with like headphones and brain waves going onto computer. Where's this guy
That's
from?
right, it's incredible, and I don't fully understand it yet, but he puts a band round his head and he can pick up any kind of alpha waves and different things that you get as you walk into crop formations.
This is the guy who's just flown in from America, is that correct?
Yeah, the Japanese.
Yeah.
Whiz kid.
Right, okay. Well, best of luck for this evening.
Thank you.
Have a good talk, and we'll see you later on.
Hope so.
Okay, cheers,
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Simple triangulation gave us that information, because of course he knew where he was stood, just behind these trees, and the silhouette of these trees, that precise tree, enabled us to know where the object had actually met ground level. That's just one of many, many strange events of that kind. But it's not my job, obviously, and it never has been, to bias or influence your thinking. I'm simply going to give you some of the facts, which leads us to get somewhere near a conclusion related to the cause of this phenomenon. Very briefly, as far as I'm concerned, I sort of really bumped into this phenomenon back in 1983. Travelling between Winchester and Petersfield on the A272 down the road here, just south of Whitchurch, and it was really, I guess, the sort of engineer inside me that was far from satisfied that the ground marking, the symmetry, the way these plants were lying to the ground undamaged, the intrigue of wondering how that got there was really the very beginning. And joined forces then within a very short time with Pat Delgado, who had been working for NASA on the Mariner project at Woomera in Australia for the United States government. He and I then wrote the first book on the subject, Circular Evidence, followed up by the latest evidence, and the video in recent times, Undeniable Evidence. I then went on to advise the Margaret Thatcher government, the Under Secretary of State for the Environment, Nicholas Ridley, for 3 consecutive years, and it was certainly played some part in having the matter raised in Parliament on 3 or 4 occasions, seeking the official British government view with regard to this phenomenon. That very briefly is how I sort of came into it. Dr. Meaden was already looking at this in Wiltshire, and arriving on the scene in 1990 when the phenomenon really escalated, and you'll see the way this has evolved as we start the slides very shortly. In popped our friend here, Reg. It really was a wild thing too. The pattern which interested Reg was an extraordinary thing. It was a multiple pictogram, an agroglyph, I guess you might call it. And I think really let's pick it up from there for Reg.
Yeah, I became very interested in it, as Colin said, at that point, and also from what Colin was telling me, I realised that there were some other things happening alongside of this phenomenon. So I got very involved really in the whole aspect. It's like if you look at a painting and you see those brushstrokes. Colin was more into those brushstrokes. I like to look at the whole caboose, the whole picture, because I felt that there was some kind of message in those pictures. And I think slowly but surely we're getting there. And, well, the rest will come in a minute.
Okay, Reg.
Okay. Yep. We're going to toss to this to see who goes first.
Toss one. It's a democracy.
You win.
Right. This really is what it's all about. And I'm obviously happy, and I know Reg will be too, to take any of your questions, either during, preferably after, because I know, in travelling the world and talking to a lot of people around the world, how the Doug and Dave claim has troubled the public's perception of this phenomenon. There's hoaxing going on out there, there is no question about it. We have 90 events in the computer as of today, and many of them are hoaxes. And it is an unfortunate reality that when you are looking for diamonds out there, try finding them when handfuls of glass are thrown out around them. And that's what the hoaxers are doing to us. We're being fully stretched on every front. It's costing a fortune, but we have still, with the teams out there working now, confirmed the phenomenon is still with us. But it's taking on a new phase.
They know that the earth won't take it, and they're trying to tell us in the sketches, in the fields. Whether we will ever listen, I don't know. But I think we've got just a few years left before things really get out of hand. I'm gonna show another section of the film now. This is the first time I've chatted to people. I normally have to just say the next record is Wild Thing, and that's all I have to think about on that. So I'm gonna show you just a little bit of film now of some of the little balls that have been seen in the fields, different UFOs. As long as you go away and you can talk about it amongst yourselves, to your friends, the more people that know what is going on, the better. Because we, as people, can change the government's idea. They won't keep shutting us up forever. We will win. And it's the quicker that we can do this, the quicker we can move on to a really good new age. I'll say good night to you now, but carry on watching if you wish.
Is to remember that speed has nothing to do with 10-pin bowling. You've got to be very accurate. What you want to remember is to try and keep your thumb to the pins. Because if you turn your hand, the fingers put the bias on the ball. If you turn them to the left, the ball will swing left. If you turn to the right, the ball will swing right. So what I want you to do is to just walk up, put the ball over the arrows. You see the arrows on the lane there? Put it over the third or middle. Bring your arm straight through in front of you like that.
Right.
Okay, Claire, let's see.
So actually go right down to the lane?
Yes.
Right, would you like to hold my microphone for
down
me?
Down to the foul line, yeah. Keep the thumb to the pins. That's okay. If you drop your shoulder, the ball goes across the lane. You must keep your shoulder up so that you end up, and then you do bring your arm up to your ear. Then you know you've put it down the middle. If it's there, it's wrong. If it's there, it's right.
Right.
Okay.
Here's my
How
ball.
do you feel about that one then?
Wow. Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, matey.
Can you beat that?
I've been in bowling since 1958, and I've been in the Great Britain team and in the World Championships, and I've been here since the bowl opened in 1990, so we've been open about 3.5 years.
Because you were actually telling me earlier on that it's not just a case of throwing a ball down.
Oh no, speed doesn't come into it. You've got to be very accurate, and of course what we try and do in here, the bowling balls that are here, we've got very different weights. We start at 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 and 16. And
is that kilos or something?
Pounds, yes. And they are, I think when you come to the bowl, you'll find a ball to fit your hand. We get lots of people in, and of course being on a complex, it's wonderful. I mean, we've got lots of people in from Australia, New Zealand. We had the scouts and the guides in 2 weeks ago, and we had the Russians in.
Oh,
and they were quite good.
That's
they
nice,
really were.
isn't it?
They were from 22 countries, and we had 1,500 in the week.
1,500?
Yes, we had 300 a day, and it went beautifully. Really
so when
lovely.
when you said you played for England and for the world,
For Great Britain, yes, yes.
Is that a team, or is that
For the Great
solo,
Britain ladies.
single?
Yes, I was captain of the Great Britain ladies team. Yes.
So you're somewhat of a celebrity then.
Yes,
as
I was
well.
top bowler in the 60s.
Well, that's lovely.
I got
isn't
the
it?
Bowler of the Year award.
Did you? And
Yes.
did you get to go to other countries to play?
Oh,
as well?
yes.
Where
yes.
did you go?
Well, all over. I've been to America, Mexico, and all over the place.
Anyway, thanks very much for your time,
You're
Pip.
most welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
You're most welcome. I've enjoyed it. Come
we'll
and
see
see
you
us
again.
again.
Yeah,
Thanks very
of course.
much.
Come and see us.
Bye-bye. We were promised a day out to the beach, but we ended up going to Basingstoke, as you can see. We had a nice day. But now on our way home, the producer Alan, the man drives in the car, very, very nice man, is going to treat us to a little afternoon tea with scones and jam. Something like that. So we're going to Oakley, which is between Basingstoke and Andover, and I do believe it's a pretty little village, so we're going to have a look, see if we can get something there.
We're outside Churchill's restaurant in Overton.
Lovely little place,
Lovely
isn't
little
it?
place. Phil and Lorna?
Phil and Laura Downs.
Phil
I've
and Laura
invited
Downs.
us to have a little afternoon cup of tea with them. It's just right, nice and antique, sort of old quaint sort of little restaurant.
It's a nice way to finish the day off, isn't it?
It is.
Lovely cup of
Nice
tea.
to put our feet down for once after all that ice skating,
Running.
bowling, and what else have we
Eating.
done? Walking around town.
Talking
It's just
to you.
shattering. And yeah, well, he talks so much, it makes my jaws hurt listening to him.
Makes my ears hurt listening to you.
Well, you're not right now.
Well, yeah.
So I can't get my words out right, can I? It is lovely, lovely cup of char.